These things just don't stop coming.
Everyone needs a break from the killing. There's no sports in it. And there's no end to it. We had a good little business going here, me and Paul. We were doing all right. But I guess when you bleed the land eventually bleeds you back.
That wave tin is some bullshit. It started a couple years back. Whitetail season had taken a dip. Hard to make ends meet. Then I picked up the trail of something else out there. Stranger game. Older game.
It came like some weird providence.
All the old stories come to life. It didn't cross my mind anyone would pay to bag themselves a Wendigo or Sasquatch, but I'm not the brains of this outfit. Turns out a lot of folks would, when you ask in the right places. Folks from out of state.
Business is a bit slow, so if you're staying around, it's open season on whatever's got no right to walk or crawl here.
Yeah, just don't get bit by anything. I hate to have to put you down. You got a quarter, Annie?
My turn, isn't it?
If you're going out to the coast, I'll give you some advice on the house.
Better listen up. My man here is not usually in the business of parting with anything for free.
She makes sure I get paid by the hour. Anyway, you'll want to be prepared. They're a territorial bunch, the Pale Men, and they rile up in packs. You've got to use the land to your advantage. Get in the hunt and turn their pack mentality against them. Same as you would with any other beast. Even though they're sure not the same as any other beast.
I swear it's as if they can hear what's going on inside your head.
So I'm pretty safe around them. I made it through to the surf once and caught sight of something in the fog. If it wants to stay there, that suits me just fine. It was big.
Bigger than that Sasquatch last July?
Oh, hell yeah. He was 600 pounds, but mad with old age. Knew his time had come, and that's the way of things. But that creature out there doesn't play by any rules of nature. Birth, the middle of it, death. That thing has passed beyond death.
And way beyond our league.
I hear the serpent. He whispers. Don't listen to him. All lies. They bring darkness. The mountains are crumbling. The forests burning. The earth trembles. They are coming. Oh. Pardon me, I've been dozing off at all hours of the day. Good sleep hard to find. For both the living and the dead. When we sleep, we dream. And when we dream, we speak with our ancestors. Our spirits connect with the spirits of those who came before us. But this leaves us vulnerable. Ever since they began working the quarry again, there have been nightmares. Someone or something has entered our dreams and causes us great unrest. There was a time when the webs of the dream catchers would hang outside every home. The webs would catch the dark dreams that can poison us in our sleep. They would protect us when we were at our most vulnerable. But our tribe has forgotten the ways of old. We no longer heed the warnings of those who came before. We no longer honor them. Our ancestors' dreams are being poisoned by the serpent that sleeps beneath the hills, and they in turn have brought those nightmares into our world. Their spirits are fearful, exiled from their sanctuary in the afterlife. They are doing the bidding of dark whispers, and they can no longer protect us when we slip into the dreaming, or when we're awake. We must help them. We must catch their dreams so that we can all sleep soundly again.
Quick access inventory updated. Special assignment received. Initializing.
Friend, I haven't got time to be shook up. Not when my wife and I are the only ones in the park who can shoot a can off a fence at 10 foot. I'm not even kidding. We held tryouts. Sure thing this is wicked strange, but it's just a real bad day in our new normality. A different kind of survivalism. Well, we never really had any trouble with your type on the hunts. Maybe some get a little too keen about waving their fancy swords around instead of a good rifle. I'd tell them, these creatures can take a high-caliber bullet on the skull like you'd slugged a rock at them. So are you positive you want to get up close? I'm not much of a deep thinker. Working in the outdoors, it pays to be more concerned with what's happening than the why. But when the world went all to hell, sure I had to do some considering.
When we just did adventure tours, I got a lot of bright-eyed questions about spirits, ancestors, feeling the power of the earth and such. I'm Wabanaki Confederacy. I must be into that stuff, right? I never thought of it as a mystical thing, a tribal thing, to treat the land with respect. We learned from our elders. You can't find much older out here than the land. Before the storm, Paul and I were talking expansion. I'd talk, he'd agree. On the mainland, maybe up in the Appalachians. Been tracking sightings of unidentified creatures there since we got started. If there's still a tribe here, I'd call it a dysfunctional one. I mostly keep out of Wabanaki business. They can't get along with each other, let alone cope in the real world. And half the townies still lock up their mouthwash when they see one of us coming.
Call me Old Joe. That's what everybody here calls me. On account of young Joe. I'm his brother. Did you know? Also, I'm loath to admit, because I'm a very old man. Nicknames know no mercy. It's a sad thing when families can't settle their differences. And 40 years is a long time. That's how long we've been half a tribe. We go a long way back, our tribe in this land. For more than 1,000 years, these hills and forests are all we've known. We haven't left the island because we couldn't. If all of us left, there would be no one to guard it. What saved us from the fog, saved our people from being turned into soulless things, was the very thing we'd neglected so long. Tradition, rituals, magic. What saved us was what our forefathers did to protect the whole island. And it took all this to make us see what we'd forgotten.